Successful people don't always feel inspired, but they show up anyway. They put in the reps, they do the work, and they stay consistent long enough for results to appear. Your feelings are soft. They want comfort. They want rest. They want easy. But discipline wants progress. Discipline wants growth. Discipline wants greatness. When you start to choose discipline over feelings, you stop being controlled by mood swings and you start being controlled by purpose. And that's where real change begins. The mind works like a muscle. And just like your body, if you don't train it, it stays weak. But when you put it under pressure, it grows stronger. Every time you push yourself to do what's uncomfortable, you're building mental strength. When you choose to study instead of scroll, when you choose to work out instead of sleep in, when you choose focus instead of distraction, you're training your mind to obey. People think growth happens only in the big moments, but it happens in the small, quiet battles where no one is watching. Comfort feels good, but it never builds anything lasting. And every time you give in to it, you make your mind weaker. The only way to create discipline is to keep challenging yourself until hard things become normal. When your mind tells you to stop, you push once more. When it says you can't, you prove that you can. When it tells you to settle, you demand more. Over time, your mind learns to stop resisting and start following your lead because you've trained it through repetition, through consistency, through refusing to bow down to the easy path. Motivation is like a spark. It lights you up for a moment, but fades quickly. And if you depend on it, you'll never build anything lasting. Commitment is what carries you when the spark dies out, when the excitement is gone, when the energy isn't there. Motivation might get you started, but commitment keeps you going day after day, even when you don't feel like it. The difference between people who reach their goals and people who quit isn't talent. It's that one group made a decision to stay locked in no matter how they felt. Commitment is a contract you make with yourself that doesn't expire just because you're tired, frustrated, or discouraged. When you commit, you show up regardless of the weather, regardless of your mood, regardless of how much progress you see right away. Motivation says, I'll do it when I feel good. Commitment says, I'll do it until it's done. That's why the greatest results never come from people who wait for inspiration. They come from people who build habits around their goals. People who made the choice to stay consistent. People who understand that feelings fade, but commitment builds legacies. The thoughts you allow to stay in your mind are the seeds that grow into the results you see in your life. If your thoughts are weak, negative, and scattered, your actions will reflect the same energy. But if your thoughts are strong, clear, and directed, your actions will follow with power. You can't think defeat all day and expect victory. You can't feed your mind with distractions and expect focus. You can't keep entertaining excuses and expect results. Every choice you make begins first as a thought. And if you don't take control of those thoughts, you will keep repeating the same patterns that hold you back. Controlling your thoughts means refusing to let fear run your decisions, refusing to let doubt slow you down, refusing to let negativity take root. You decide what stays and what goes, and that discipline of the mind creates discipline in your behavior. When you control your thoughts, you guide your actions with an intention, and when your actions are intentional, your results are unstoppable. Life doesn't reward wishful thinking. It rewards controlled thinking that turns into consistent execution. And that cycle becomes the difference between an average life and a winning life. The battle in your head is the most important one you will ever fight, because every victory or defeat in life starts in the mind first. If you lose that battle internally, you've already lost externally. But if you win it, nothing outside can stop you. The world will throw challenges, failures, and setbacks. But if you've trained your thoughts to stay strong, to stay focused, to stay disciplined, you'll keep pushing no matter what comes. Winning in your mind means you've already decided there's no quitting, there's no backing down, there's no giving in. And once that decision is made, your body and your actions simply follow. Most people wait until things get hard before they decide how they'll respond. But those who control their mind prepare ahead of time. They've already chosen to stand firm, to keep grinding, to push through. It's not about ignoring the pain or pretending struggles don't exist. It's about refusing to let them control your choices. Once you realize that every challenge is first a mental fight, you understand that the only real enemy is doubt, fear, and hesitation. And once you conquer those, the outside world can't break you. Everything begins and ends in the mind. The strength you show, the discipline you build, the success you achieve, all of it is rooted in whether or not you can control your thoughts and direct them with purpose. Your mind is not just a tool. It is the command center of your entire life. And every choice you make flows from what you allow to take root in your head. If you lose there, it doesn't matter how much potential you have, how many dreams you carry, or how much talent you've been given, because the mind will always sabotage what the body tries to create. But if you win there, if you take control and refuse to be a prisoner of feelings, distractions, and excuses, then nothing outside of you has the power to stop you. It's easy to underestimate how strong the pull of comfort and emotion can be. But comfort is the silent killer of dreams. Every day your mind will whisper to you that you deserve a break, that you've done enough, that you can wait until tomorrow. That voice is strong, but the voice of discipline has to be stronger. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel. It doesn't take excuses. It doesn't care about moods. It only respects consistency. This is why winners aren't the most talented or the most gifted. They're simply the ones who keep showing up, keep training their thoughts, keep doing the hard things when it would have been easier to quit. When you treat your mind like a muscle, when you stretch it and challenge it daily, you build mental toughness that no setback can break. That toughness is not built overnight. It's built through thousands of small battles where you chose to act when you didn't feel like it, where you chose focus over distraction, where you chose commitment over motivation. Those small battles add up, and soon you find yourself unshakable. Not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. Understand this. Commitment is the anchor that keeps you grounded when motivation fades. Motivation is temporary. It's an emotion, but commitment is a decision. The people who rise to greatness are those who commit first and figure out the rest later. Those who refuse to allow excuses a place in their minds. Those who treat every day like an opportunity to win. Controlling your thoughts is the key to controlling your actions, and controlled actions create consistent results. This cycle builds momentum, and momentum creates breakthroughs. So if you truly want to win every day, you have to win in your mind before you ever step into the world. Decide who you are, decide what you want, and decide that nothing will pull you away from it. Don't let your feelings control you. Don't let fear dictate your steps. Don't let excuses steal your future. Take ownership of your thoughts. Discipline your mind, and everything else will fall into place. The greatest victory you can ever achieve is the one you win inside yourself, because once you conquer your mind, you can conquer anything from this moment forward. Make the choice to take control, to rise above, to fight the battle in your head and win it daily. Your future is waiting, and it belongs to the version of you who refuses to lose.